Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another 42 Level 1. I am one of your hosts, Alistair Kennedy, and here with me, as always, is the former Twilight Princess of all games, the current Twilight Princess of YouTube, the former CEO of Xbox, the man of many names, but we just call him one, Andy. Wakanda Forever.
Here, as always, Wakanda Forever. Yes.
Yes, we are back. We did plan on doing a pickups video, but if you get kids and you're doing one of these things, you can't. Nothing goes to plan ever. Like, we were going to do one at the weekend, and like, see, by the time I remembered about it, I'm like, I'm just not going to text Andy since he's not texted me about this. But we are going to do a pickups video. It's just tonight, like, wife's in bed early, kids are all over the place. Like, I'm off tomorrow. There's a pile of ironing like this, and yeah, but I've had a good week ish, I suppose. As much as
you could do a live stream of you doing the ironing. That'd be fun.
I bet there's a market for that. Like,
I guarantee there is, mate. Definitely.
Husband ironing. But it would just be me a lot going, oh, for fuck's sake, why do you have to constantly put water in this piece of shit? Right, click, and me doing this a lot, and then realising, yeah, you've just wasted it pretending to walk through it like Darth Vader or The Undertaker or something. So yeah, I don't get a lot of ironing done in like the hour or two I was doing it earlier, so I just put something on the TV, then I get distracted by the TV and I'm like, But I put on something I've seen before. The problem was, Andy, I put on Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, and you know how much I love that show. Everyone that is an old-time fan of this show knows how much I wanted that. So I'm putting on the first season. I haven't seen in ages, and I was like, I was getting shocked by things I knew was going to happen. I'm like, it's such a good show. You should watch it, because season 3's...
I will watch it.
Not you, just people in general. You can watch it if you want. But like, season 3 is out, like, I think next year, because the problem with that show was because it was actually filmed on the locations they go to. I don't know what they're going to do, and possibly they have to kind of, because Amazon's a worldwide company, they might have to navigate political waters sometimes. Especially, they might not want to touch Afghanistan in some of the stories. They might not want to touch Russia too much in some of the stories. You know, all these like volatile territories around the world. But I hope that doesn't conflict with storytelling. I mean, the first season I was sure was Afghanistan, but what it was Jack Ryan in this version served in Afghanistan, and in the second season it's Venezuela. So the first one's more about France and Lebanon, I think it is based. But again, like, it's been a good few years since I've watched it, so yeah, enjoying it all over, because I really want to see Without Remorse, and I keep forgetting about it. And Amazon's pushing ahead with the sequel, and I'm all here for it. And I obviously, the sequel, for anyone that knows what the sequel to Without Remorse is, do you know what the sequel is, Andy?
Nope.
So, Without Remorse sequel is called Rainbow Six. So, Rainbow Six, as everybody knows, is a worldwide famous video game, highly popular still to this day. Siege is still played. We're around the corner from the Crazy Zombie one. Amazon rebranded the poster quite recently, and underneath Without Remorse it now says, from the author of Rainbow Six. So, they're pushing for the sequel. They don't give a shit if it done well or not. People had complained about it, but it wasn't made by Amazon, who've got all the rest of the Tom Clancy licenses. They just bought this off of Paramount during the pandemic. They don't care if that did well. They're like, Rainbow Six is the one that will sell. Michael B. Jordan's a big fan of the games. Apparently, sorry, spoilers, but I haven't seen it either, but at the end, the teaser before the end of the credits, John Clark, sorry, again a spoiler because his name's John Kelly to the end, but I've read the book. So like, by the end, he's John Clark. John Clark is the head of Rainbow Six, and he's kind of... He's the muscle behind Jack Ryan's brain in the books, and they two are friends. So I would love to see Amazon do a crossover of Krasinski and Michael B. Jordan. They apparently do have a connection in the movie, who wasn't in the books, and it is Jim Greer, who is Jack Ryan's boss. His niece is in Without Remorse movie, so that's quite cool.
Okay. Cool.
I hope they tie them in. I would love to see it. If they don't, Rainbow Six is going to be a smash hit. Like, that title alone will draw twice as many people as seen Without Remorse. I would guarantee it. Because I would argue that the video games are more popular than the books at this point anyway. Like, the books obviously used to be popular years ago, but like Rainbow Six is one of the most recognisable brand names that you can get. Like, out of all Tom Clancy's video games, even though I'm a big Splinter Cell fan, Rainbow Six is the big one. It really is. So
I didn't like Rainbow Six Siege last time I played it. Like, they changed it all around, and I didn't really like the way it worked.
So they've changed a lot of things about Andy, and I want to talk about that tonight, because obviously we've got the Avengers on the schedule. That'll be our headline. They've changed a lot about that. I've got things to say about it. It confused me, put it that way. But we have also got news stories. I've also played some other games, Andy. I don't know what you've played this week. I'm excited to find out. I'm on the edge of my seat. Actually, I don't know why. I'm on the edge of my seat to hear about it. But do you know what? Most of all, I want to hear some news, Andy. What's been going on? Delicious news. Feed me with. I want filled up with delicious news. Yum yum.
Okay, so what is this? GTA 5 is still selling again.
This is a crazy story. Did you read what it said? Basically, it was on Game Pass for a month because they do this periodically. Drop GTA 5, and it fell off the charts, or it fell low. The week that it leaves, what number is it, Andy? Pray do tell. Like, we'll read the charts on the bottom, but what number did it enter at? Was it 10?
No,
it wasn't.
it was not 10. So in number 10, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. There's
Fair.
more PS5s out there now, so
I'm glad it's still hanging on.
Yeah. Number 9, Skyward Sword HD. Number 8, Hades, because it just came out for the
Xbox and
the
PS.
Xbox and I think PS4. So.
I think so.
Yeah, because it was on Switch before. It's on Game Pass though, so
I started playing it, man. Roblox, go away.
I've downloaded it. I haven't played it though. Number 7, Valhalla, still kicking about. Number 6, F1 dropped down from number 1, so it's had its 1 week at the top, and now it's going to slowly go out of the chart.
Until
number 5, yeah, and number 5, Animal Crossing: New Horizons. Number 4, Tokyo Olympic Games, the official video game. I mean, the Olympic Games are over. Like,
apparently it's a good game.
It's all right. Yeah, like it's fun enough. I played it on the free weekend that they did for it. It was fun. Number 3, Minecraft on Switch only. Number 2, GTA 5. GTA 5 at number 2.
At number 2.
And then number 1, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
That must have had a sale. That's crazy. I don't understand Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't understand why Mario. It was number 2 last week, so I don't understand why Mario Kart's gone up there. That's very weird.
But how insane is that? That GTA 5, 7, is it 8 years old now? It's came out in 2013, 2012, around about then.
Yeah, 8 years old, yeah.
8 fucking years old, Andy. It's on its second remaster to keep it going. And the minute it leaves Game Pass, it jumps to number 2 in the charts. And bear in mind, these are box sales as well. It's not like people are taking advantage of the Game Pass discount that you get with Game Pass Ultimate. These are people going, oh, I'd really like that. Do you know what? I'm just going to go and buy the disc brand new because these are brand new sales.
Yep.
What?
So it was 44%. It jumped up in sales 44% from the previous week. So that's a lot for like an old game, like for an 8-year-old game.
It's crazy. It's like, cray.
Fucking mad. The with that one, right? GTA 5. With it going off of Game Pass, I actually understand why people went and picked up because they've obviously tried it on Game Pass and then went, oh, like I'm really or they've tried it again on Game Pass because maybe the people that are playing on Game Pass are probably people that have played it before, like maybe on the last gen console or something, and then they're trying it again now with the online on it, and they've gotten into it with their pals, and they're like, oh, let's just buy this because it's only even buying it brand new is probably only £20.
Yeah, and a lot of the time you get them with those like Megalodon shark bundles. So remember I predicted before that quite a lot of times you can go into Asda and get it for like £15 and you'll get like so many. Maybe it works out better for them to use the code and trade the game, you know, than buying the points.
Oh, yeah. You could be right with that one as well, yeah. But obviously with it going off Game Pass and that, I would imagine that these are people like buying the game.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, like this time. But I do think some of the sales are accounted for by people buying the Megalodon cash bundle version or the GTA Online version that they've done, because sometimes when that hits a sale at like £15, that's going to be cheaper than buying in-game currency, because to play GTA Online and have fun, you need to have a constant revenue stream like going into the game, because when you run out of cash, it is very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's difficult to build funds in that game by doing missions, because you don't get big payouts even from big missions. So that's why, like, every month, and I would say everybody should do the same, remember and just claim your $1 million of GTA money, just in case you dip back into it at any point.
It does do it automatically now.
What, it claims it for you?
Yeah, they changed it so that it would just claim it for you automatically now. But it didn't for the first several months. They've only just started doing that in the last month or two.
Yeah, because when it first started, you had to log into the game to get the money.
Yep.
and then they added it as a PS Plus thing that you could
Hmm.
claim. So now they're auto doing it, so that's pretty cool. But like, I'm building it up because I will try. I know I'm going to try it next gen just to see what it looks like, see what the fuss is about. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm going to get this game again, and I'm probably going to play it. Go, wow, they've done a great job, but I'm still not really interested in it. But I want to spend all that money and buy like every arcade in the town. They've added a tuners update with cool cars, so I'll maybe buy a few funky cars. Again, they should have still called it Midnight Club. Like that would have appealed to me.
Yeah.
Midnight Club Los Santos or something. They own the IP, for fuck's sake.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, GTA, good for you guys, man. Rockstar must be bathing in Scrooge McDuck money.
Yeah. Call of Duty Vanguard got announced. It's a World War game. Who cares?
No one, because this is the year of 2042, and it's the year of Halo's back. So
Yep.
it'll get its supporters, but I think they're going to lose a chunk this year to Battlefield.
Do you think that Battlefield sells more than Call of Duty this year?
No. Name
No.
alone.
Okay.
Name alone sells COD. And Battlefield
I
1's been
think-
shit. Battlefield 5's been shit. I think overall lifespan in the year, yeah, I think by the end of the year, COD's going to outsell it still. It's Call of Duty.
See, I don't think so. I think Battlefield's going to outsell it this year.
We'll see.
I don't think no one's hyped for this. There's all the other shit going on with Activision. Like, people are sour on Activision right now.
True.
It's a World War game that nobody wants because we've just had like 4 fucking World War games.
Yeah, Battlefield
Like,
1, Battlefield
in-
5, World War 2.
Sorry, 3 in very recent history, within the last 3 or 4
Yeah.
years. Well, within the last 4
5
years,
Yeah.
we've had 5 years. We've had 3 World War games. People
And they
don't
didn't
want
hit.
that.
They didn't do
Didn't
very
hit
well.
that well. No, World War 2. I think Call of Duty World War 2 did
They're
alright,
okay,
but like.
Battlefield 1, 5 nearly sunk Battlefield.
Yeah, and Battlefield is going, oh shit, like, people want the modern day Battlefield back, and they're like, okay,
yeah.
here we go.
And
They're
they've done the right thing.
They're giving you everything you could possibly want, and including like, the
World
customized
War.
maps and everything. Including World War if you want
Because
it,
you can play the World War maps from 1 and 5 if you are fans of it. You can just
Yeah.
play it in their sort of Forge mode. I think that mode, for the first time ever in a game, I think it sounds fucking fun, because it seems to me as if they're like, 2042 is your main game, bar into that, but see if you fancy playing World War, just fire it up, do a World War scenario, and there'll be a community around that, creating crazy maps, crazy challenges, and yeah, give it to me. Like, I'm excited for Battlefield more than I was probably when Battlefield 4 came out, and I was really excited for that because I like 3. Plus, it's got the best
and like
name.
yeah, and I was not excited for Battlefield 4, and like I bought it and played it and fucking loved it.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
and yeah, I can't wait to play more. I can't wait to play this. Like, this just looks, it looks like the shit, definitely.
good.
So, but yeah, Call of Duty Vanguard, I do not care. I will not be buying or even trying this.
Even like, I know I say every year I'm not buying Call of Duty, but this year I'm actually not, because like the years I actively avoid, like World War 2, I didn't play it with you guys, I didn't buy it. I bought it later on for like £5 to play the campaign, but Vanguard, I've zero interest. I've no interest. It's a game. It won't. Apparently, it's not having a campaign. I could be wrong. Maybe it has got a campaign.
Don't know. They haven't fully announced it yet. It was just a teaser trailer they put out so far. I think the reveal's coming this week, maybe today, maybe Thursday. I'm not
It's
sure.
slow reloading, slow vehicles, slow movement, brown everywhere.
No jets,
No jets. No cool like drone
no
strikes.
helicopters.
Nothing.
Like
see,
no wall
2042. Like, I like wall running. I like sometimes double jumping. Like, I don't like too future in my army games, but I like kind of like Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Like, that's a good one. Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, they were good. Like, even Call of Duty Ghost was one of my favourite, and it's like set 10 years away from now, like with potential tech that's in development. Like, that's the sort of games I like, and 2042 looks like that. Like, what's it set 20 years in the future? Perfect, give it to me.
Yep. Near future tech is the best.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's the best.
Okay, so the abandoned real-time experience app
Crazy.
launched and came out. And if you've not been following the story of Abandoned, right, this is like a game that got announced and people started thinking that it was a Hideo Kojima game. And
But they leaned
the
into
studio
it.
Came out,
They
the
leaned
studio
into
did-
it.
They did kind of. They tried to be mysterious and that about it, but they did come out and say that, look, we are not involved with Kojima at all. This is not a Silent Hill game, anything like that. But they hyped up like this big reveal of doing like this like in-app thing. So they put out an app on PlayStation Store that you could download, and it was supposed to reveal like a trailer or something on a certain date, and then the date came and went, and it didn't come out. Nothing happened, and it took them like basically a day to turn around and say,
To address
"Yeah,
it.
sorry, we couldn't get it. We couldn't get it out in time. It will be coming soon." And then they put the thing out eventually, like a couple of days later, and it was a 5-second teaser trailer.
That was already on Twitter for a month.
And it was a guy's foot just walking.
Any interest I had in this game's gone. Like, I think they've just dropped the ball with this.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good bit of hype and buzz going on, and like I think that regardless of what they did, if it's not a Kojima game, the game would be fucked.
Yeah, the game's fucked if it's not Kojima. And I will say this, not to stir the rumours again, it still could be a Kojima game.
Could be. Yeah.
This could all be marketing. Like, who the fuck messes up an app to deliver a trailer?
And who even puts out an app to deliver a trailer?
Yeah, that's
like,
the weird thing. Like, put it on YouTube, put it on Twitch.
A completely unknown studio that's never made a game before, that's making like a AAA type of like
delivery system.
First person action adventure horror game. Like none of that adds up. Like, you don't do that as your first game.
Plus, like Greg Miller of Kind of Funny Games pointed out, they got the homepage of PlayStation for no reason. So that's why he's kind of still in the Kojima boat for it. He's like, why would an unknown or relatively unknown studio, technically indie studio, get the front page of PlayStation and get an app for a trailer? Like, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So,
like, remember when PT came out and it was like they didn't say anything about it, they just put it, like put the trailer out. Put the
game out,
the demo out,
and you had to finish it in a crazy way.
Nobody knew like what it was. It was just playable teaser, and it's like, all right, okay, and here's the thing, and
it's scary.
It was scary, and the first people that finished it took a day or two for people to finish it, and then obviously they got the trailer for Silent Hill. And you're like, oh, that was like quite a cool way to review that game.
The thing is, I played it and I finished it. I went, I don't get it, but there was certain actions you had to do. It was like a looping hallway, and you had to answer the phone the second time, go in the bathroom the fourth time, turn round and go backwards like the fifth time and stuff, and go back out the door. Like, and once you'd done the certain chain of events, you got a trailer, and it was Norman Reedus turned round. It went Silent Hill's Hideo Kojima, and everyone went tits. Everyone went holy shit, and then Kojima fell out with them. And it ruined it for everybody, because that I would argue that would have been the best branded horror game that's ever came out, and I'm not a Silent House fan.
Probably would have been, yeah. Because imagine how crazy Kojima would have made.
Well, he wouldn't have though, because the thing is, you've seen how crazy he went with Postman Simulator. The good thing that Konami did for him was they kept him reined in. They focused him.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So like this would have been probably the perfect. This would have been like up in history as the best horror video game of all time. I would agree. I would say.
Really.
And then they fell out, and it's never going to happen again.
It's a shame. But I mean, this abandoned game could still be Kojima, because it seemed there's a few things that just seem very weird.
There was a tweet they also put out that was like, here's a clue, and it was like S ... H ... and it was like, that says Silent Hill, and then like they leaned so much. If that wasn't what they meant, Silent Hill, like they done the exact amount of lines to fill it out, and
maybe it's Silent Hall.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, see if it is something like that, then they've leaned too far into it and then had to come back. But like, there's too much strangeness to it. Like a small studio getting a fucking full app to deliver a trailer. Like, who the fuck's ever did that, and why would you do it? There's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to it. No one builds a full app for a trailer. There's got to be more involved, like watch the trailer and pause it at a certain time and get to play it, or something like that. That it's not just a trailer. It's not an app to show a trailer. You don't put apps on trailers. You put alternate reality games in apps that might involve a trailer, but you don't. And then you don't mess up. Like, I don't develop apps, but I'm pretty sure that one of the first ones you could do is an app that hosts one video. I mean, I can do it on the website. I'm not a big coder, but I've done it on the website. I can host 4 videos on our website, and it was ready to go. It's live now. Do you know what I mean? So, there's more to this story, and I think we will hear about it eventually. But see if this turns out as that they're just shit. It's been mishandled, mismanaged, bad PR. Then the game's a flop. If this isn't something more.
Yeah, I agree. But anyway, like that type of game, I'm not particularly interested in.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of the top 30 best-selling retail games in Japan last week were from Nintendo Switch,
Yeah, the
and
whole
it's
thing.
the entire thing. Every single game in the top 30 was from Switch, and it's the first time a top 30 has been from a single console since 1988, when
That's
the top
insane.
30 was Famicom games only. So that Famicom is NES.
That's insane and shows the popularity of the Switch.
Nuts, man.
Absolutely
And like
crazy.
back then, you didn't have like any competitors.
No,
Like that's before the Master System, or at least before the Master System was big. Anyway, I think.
Master System wasn't as big there as the
Yeah,
NES.
but that's nuts, man. Nintendo World had to suspend their rides because a Goomba statue broke free and fell to the ground. Was there a video of this? I couldn't see a video.
I didn't see a video, but like
No.
that's dangerous for like a brand new amusement park for it to be falling apart
I mean,
already.
yeah, you do always get things like that happen in new
It's not been
amusement
open
parks.
like
So,
it's only been open a year, and it's barely had any visitors, so it's obviously not been attached
well, yeah.
properly.
Well, yeah, obviously, like this is them properly stress testing it now because people will be coming back in like in bigger numbers and stuff. And I don't know if this is a ride on Goomba or what, but yeah, so they'll just be needing to go around and retest everything and make sure all the bolts are still nice and
Yeah,
tight.
yeah.
Well, imagine death by Goomba. Like, imagine that's on your death certificate, like killed by Goomba, and you're like, "What? This is a
Well,
troll."
you would hope that the
Some
noise
Mario
doo doo
back
doo
then.
doo 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 would play. Oh, hello guys, hello to. I don't know how to read that in the chat, but hello.
Hello. But yeah, so hopefully nobody get injured by that. I don't think that didn't say. Okay, Life is Strange Remastered Collection has been delayed to 2022, Ali. It's a
Hello.
strange one.
Hello, person saying hello. I don't know what your name says. I can't really read it.
So, what do you make of this, right? Life is Strange Remastered Collection has been delayed to 2022.
What are they exactly going to do to remaster this? Like,
They've improved the graphics and everything. It does look better, but they've basically delayed this so that they can make sure the normal game comes out on time.
Yeah, I would agree,
That's why they
because
delayed it.
really there's not going to be much sales off this one.
No, but if you buy like the super duper edition of Life is Strange True Colors, then it comes with the remastered collection, so you're going to get that down the line anyway.
And are you going to be purchasing this super duper edition?
I am going to buy the regular edition because I've already played through the
Smart.
Life is Strange and
Smart.
Life is Strange Before the Storm, and the only reason for me to buy the super duper edition would be to platinum the games again. And they're not that short, and like I've played them before already, and like I love them, and I don't want to like play through that story again because I really enjoyed the story, and even getting the platinum stuff was fun on them. So no, I don't think I'll buy them again. I will not.
I didn't get into it as much as you did. I can see why people like them, but they're definitely it's not a game for me.
Yeah. Cliffy B has started teasing his new project, and it is involving dogs.
Dog Breakers only on
He
Xbox.
posted. Did you see the artwork from this? Like, he posted some artwork from it. Like, it looks okay, to be fair. Like, and I like dogs, and the art style looks nice. So I just don't see Cliffy B, the guy that made Gears of War, like making a nice friendly dog game. Like, that just is weird to me.
Yeah, he's got interest in musical theatre as well since he retired from games.
But he's not retired from games anymore. He's back.
This is his
making a
second
dog game.
his second unretirement.
Yeah.
And the only competition for this game would be that cat game on PlayStation, I'd imagine.
Oh, Stray. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. I like dogs more than cats, so I buy the dog. How about I buy the dog game and you buy the cat game?
I wouldn't buy either of these games, Andy. The only dog game I bought was Nintendogs.
To be fair, I don't know if I've ever played a dog game.
You've played Nintendogs, don't act coy.
Nope.
100%.
Oh, I have played it at work. I've never
Bethany
played
will
it
have had it.
personally. No, she's never got that. I would never buy that for her.
Did you know? Actually, I played Tokyo Jungle, Tokyo.
Yep, Promethean, yeah.
I can't even remember the name of that animal.
Is a Pomeranian. Not a Promethean like you called it.
Yeah.
Okay, the big news story of the week, I think.
The biggest news story of the week.
Sonic movie has had more casting news.
Which we announced last week in the show.
No, we didn't.
We did.
No, we didn't.
We did. It was breaking
maybe we
news.
did.
I did. I said it was breaking
Oh,
news.
yeah, shit, yeah. Idris Elba is playing Knuckles is what I was talking about. I forgot we spoke about that in the show last week. That's all the news stories, every single one.
Wow, wow, wow. So
Hardly any news.
we've covered all the news, Andy. I liked our friend in the chat. I don't know how to say the name, the username.
No, I don't.
Do you want to give it a chance? Do you want to give it a shot?
No, I don't know how to say that at all.
He said hello, nice and polite.
Hello.
Thank you for coming and watching.
What games are you looking forward to this year?
You asking me or this guy?
No, the watcher.
He's not watching anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to Metroid Dread. Thanks for asking.
I know you're looking forward to Metroid Dread. So, Metroid and Battlefield is probably the two ones I'm looking forward to most.
Yeah, Halo not so much for me, but definitely.
Well, I mean, Halo's just like it's there. Like I'm gonna play it, but
that's Halo summed up for me. It's there. I will try it. I'll probably play through the campaign. Will it keep me around this time next year? I highly doubt that I'm playing Halo as much this time next year.
Depends what they do with the multiplayer. Like if they have a
battle
good,
royale,
vibrant...
if they do a Spartan battle royale that they've dug up in the files, that'll be incredible because Halo pioneered like the big battles, like the big team battles that they did with vehicles and stuff, kind of like what Battlefield was doing in their one as well. Like Halo was really good for that, so I would be interested, like Spartan Drop or Spartan Royale, something like that. Yeah, I'd play that. Like Battle Royale over, like don't try and edge out Battle Royale with roguelikes because no one wants that. Well, people do because they keep buying it, but like, imagine a roguelike Battle Royale. How would that work?
I mean, it kind of is like that, to be honest, because every time you die, start again. So
yeah. And like, you've got some of your stuff,
like some leveling up type stuff. Fortnite's like that.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But yeah, that was all the news. Let's move on to what have you been playing this week.
Cool. I was just seeing if there's any other news where we're at it, but I don't think there is. It's kind of a short news week, to be fair. Stranger Things being delisted from Dead by Daylight. So if you want it, grab it now. Which is a weird one. You'd think they'd keep that there. Maybe they would have to pay to renew the license. I don't know what sort of deal, like Forza has to pay to renew the car deal, so they just like delist it.
Yep. That was exactly what's happened, mate.
Cyberpunk finally gets its free DLC, patch 1.3.
Still no current gen version, so
yeah, and the game had like a pandemic.
Waiting.
Oh, there's a Doctor Who game came out to PS4. I haven't liked Doctor Who since Matt Smith. So
who's the Doctor in the game?
Oh, good question. I would imagine Jodie. What's her name? Let's see.
Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, you play as Jodie Whittaker. I've no problem with a woman being a doctor. I just don't think she's very good at it.
I haven't watched any of it since she's been a doctor, to be fair, so because I didn't like Peter Capaldi, so.
Capaldi got good at the end, and then he left, and I'm like, just as you kind of hit the nail on the head about what the doctor should be, you leave. Awesome. Yeah, apart from that, obviously War for Wakanda came out that we're going to talk about later. Myst is coming to Xbox on Game Pass. If you haven't played that.
Coming to Xbox? Myst?
Yeah. Well, we've got Flight Simulator, so... Myst was a good game. I had it on PC.
It is coming to console. That's crazy.
Yeah, so here, after all these years, the classic puzzle adventure game is making its way to Xbox One, Series X and Series S on August 26th. Day one Game Pass.
Has it ever been on console before?
Oh, actually, yeah, it was on PlayStation 1, or the sequel was anyway.
Riven, yeah.
Xbox owners will get a newly reimagined version of the game that's been built for the ground up. I'm going to try this. I like Myst.
Yeah, you like Myst. I might play it because I've grown much fonder of puzzle games in the many, many, many years since I played Myst and hated it.
I think I've
Like I was bored playing Myst when I played it like back in the day.
so I've got
Really
the
hated it.
I didn't have much choice. I had a Mac back in the day. Remember, so like that was one of the only
You
games
had
out.
that and what Marathon was it?
Yeah, Marathon and Marathon Durando and Marathon Infinite. So like which was the precursor to Halo and Destiny. So I had Duke Nukem 3D as well, bought in Canada, I believe. No, wasn't bought in Canada because that was later on.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 I bought in Canada for PC. Um, yeah, Myst. I own the entire Myst collection on Steam. Like
Yes.
Myst 1 to like 5 or whatever it is. I've only ever played the first one. I really should try the others because I do like it. The mystery's so cool in it. I remember it was like the brother. It was Artemis. I can't remember the names, but it was like I remember the observatory and like you could look into the pages and it went into that sort of. Remember back then when it was like a real time video, like and it just played the video like as you looked into it and like they trapped in the pages of the books and every time you read a book and it opened up, it kind of changed the world when you left the observatory and the island was slightly different. Really cool, man. Can't remember the end of it, so yeah, I'll play this. I'll play the shit out of this. Yes, please.
Game Pass is actually quality like this month. Like there's good things coming. So like there's a game called Recompile. Like that's not one for me, right? But then they've got Train Sim World, Ali. Train Sim World 2, it's called.
Wow.
Would you play Train Sim World?
I would play it before a roguelike game.
Then there's a game called 12 Minutes that's coming out. This game looks fucking
Yeah, you've
brilliant.
been going on about that. Is it not got a stellar voice cast? But is it not a roguelike
Yeah.
in an apartment? You have to continually rewind and figure out a mistake.
It's not a roguelike. Like it's a top-down view that you've got, and there's basically like it's kind of some sort of weird time loop going on in it.
Yeah.
A 12-minute time loop that plays over and over.
When's that
You
out?
can do different things to affect things. 19th, so that's out in 2 days. But that's starring James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe. Like hell fucking yes. Like that's a great voice cast, and like if you watch a trailer of this, it looks really cool as well. So I'll be very interested to play that. Psychonauts 2 is coming out 25th, so that's next week.
Do you know, I am not interested in that game. I did try and... salt and vinegar squares, the best kind of squares. Do you know what I've came to realise recently these days, right? This isn't a multi-pack bag. And look, almost full to the top, right? Seeing a multi-pack, like you're talking
it's
here,
half full, yeah.
ridiculous. So I always buy single packets. But then it becomes a problem because you can't just eat one pack. Psychonauts, I tried. I never played it. Like I think it was an Xbox original game. I tried it, and it's been upscaled and whatnot. It sucks. Like, for me, I mean, people love it. I don't, so I'm not excited about Psychonauts 2, sadly.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother trying the first one. I'm just going to try the second one. Because I watched some stuff from the first game and it looks really, really outdated. And just, I don't think I could go back and play that without any nostalgia for it. So I'm going to try the second one, though. I've got it pre-installed. It's like 28 gigs or something, so I'll try it. And then, as well as that, Humankind is out today as well.
Oh, I did fancy that. PC only, though, yeah.
Yeah, PC only, that one is. And then Need for Speed Heat, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Jedi Fallen Order are all on EA Play.
Need for Speed Heat's been there for months because I've been playing
it. Says here it came out today. Maybe it's only because it's come out to cloud today.
Maybe it's because you only get EA. You only get EA access if you get the Ultimate. Maybe it's just all Game Pass now.
No, I think it is just part of EA Play, but I think it's because it's added to cloud.
Maybe. It's not the best. It's better than the one before it. It's not my favourite.
Jedi's good. Play Jedi.
It's my biggest issue with it is like I like going back to games sometimes that I really like Force Unleashed and stuff. I have never once thought, do you know what, I really want to go back and collect everything in this game, and I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah.
It was fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, that's my opinion of it.
It was alright, yeah.
It's not the best Star Wars game ever, but people seem to think it's the next Arkham Knight. Arkham City.
Definitely not. No, it's not that high quality at all. So there were some good set pieces and moments in it, but like nothing like Arkham Asylum or Arkham City or Arkham Knight at all.
I hope it's the Mass Effect 1 or Assassin's Creed 1 of the series.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope they do a sequel to it, and I think they'll be much better.
I like
it. And it wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed it, but like it wasn't like an incredible game.
So one and done.
Yes.
Anything else, Andy, before we move on to what we've been playing?
Human Hide.
You downloading
No,
it?
no, that's it. I should download it, shouldn't I?
What are you doing?
I will download. I will download it right now.
What, Humankind?
Yeah.
I did this last week, but I played Zool via web browser because I wanted to play the Chupa Chups version after talking about it. I'm like, I had to play it. And it's still a good game. I still love it. Do you know what I want to play it on, though? Switch. It's a game that I want .emu to do a proper redo of. Like a remaster, like
Yeah.
Dragon's Trap and... Well, Streets of Rage 4 wasn't a remaster, but... Anyway. Talking of them, though, I think I mentioned this before, but I want to play their original pitch. Their pitch to Sega wasn't Streets of Rage 4. It was Streets of Rage 1 HD remaster. And I'm like, you showed me artwork. Now you have to make it. Like, Streets of Rage 4 was popular. I've bought it 3-4 times now. People loved it. Just go and do the first one now. Do it. In fact, do all 3. Make them all that art style. And I'll still use the pixel filter, but yeah. So yeah, what have I played this week? I have actually played 3 games. Forza Horizon 4, don't have too much to say. I'm still, like, I'm 500 odd roads, like I'm just collecting the roads in it. And I'm like 20 away from getting all 531, and I'm like, you have to look at the map for the grey road that you've not driven on. I'm like, I can't fucking see it, man. And I'm like, I'm sure I said this about 3. Add a filter to show me roads undriven. Like, you know how you get the map items and you can turn it on and off? Let me see that, because it's my favourite part of the game, really. I like driving in it. I like doing up my cars and stuff like that. The races are okay, but I love just discovering the road and just free roaming the whole place. What else did I play? I played, actually... I fired up Rainbow Six. And I didn't even like the menu. Yeah, and then I deleted it. I'm like, I don't even like the menu. I don't really understand what's going on. I'm sure I said this. I bought it day 1. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is like a house training mission. This is my single player campaign, and it's all online. Nah, not for me, G. No thanks. So I fired up the Division 1, because, do you know what? I didn't mind the Division. Messed about in it a bit. I beat a boss, but the problem with that game is it doesn't fucking feel Tom Clancy. Like, doesn't. Like, I'm sitting playing it and I'm like, this is shoot, run away, hide, recover. Shoot, run away, hide, recover. And different areas depend on how many bullets the enemies can take. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. So I reinstalled Ghost Recon. Not Wildlands, the one
Breakpoint.
where... Yes, Breakpoint. Do you know that game still looks superb? Like, I think it's had an S and X patch. If not, it's a 1X, which it looks phenomenal. And the fact that, remember, I dove in, and unlocked Sam Fisher during the whole Splinter Cell thing. I've basically got a Splinter Cell game here, because you can choose to camp till night and then put your trifocal goggles on, like, and I'm Sam Fisher. I properly like what age Sam Fisher would be. And I like the way they integrated it, but that was a total tease. I still think Splinter Cell's coming. I just think it's had heavy delays because they're trying to figure out how to do it. Because they need to have some sort of online element, but they can't have the whole game online because it's stealth. So I'm playing through, did a good few missions. Do you know what? There's something so fucking Tom Clancy about this game. Because you've got your drone, you've got your team, the AI teammates, and people that played this game hated it at first because the AI wasn't great. See now, you use your drone, you like spot 3 guys and you wait for the sync shot, you get them to take it out. Technically, I'm playing this more like a real-time strategy game, like using the drone to mark guys, getting my team to go, like, because I'm viewing it top down with the drone, and I'm like, right, you go here, right, sync your shot, kill them, and then get the other guy around here, and then I'm just swaggering into the base like, everybody's dead but me, everybody's dead but Sam Fisher, I don't even need to be stealth. So I'm really liking that game, and it's got like one of those, you know, the boards you see in like the crime films with like the head guys at the top, and then it splinters down to like lieutenants and stuff. Like kind of like a Nemesis system, but it's not really Nemesis because you have to find your intel. And I'm finding it really interesting. It's like, instead of just going, here it is, it's going, here's the area, but you need to go and question some locals or search this house or find this, and it will give you a clue to get to the next part. And it's as if the story in Breakpoints is, imagine Elon Musk built like a technology based island sort of camp, like Cupertino from Apple, but it's a whole island. And then the guy, the Punisher, what's the actor's name? Shane from
John Bernthal.
Yeah, he's the bad guy, so he's like kind of he's betrayed the ghosts and he's kind of like went rogue and he's took over this technology and you've got to kind of bring him down, but obviously he's going to be working for someone. But the cool thing is they're still adding to this, Andy. So like in your menu, you can go to like I think it's called like episode 1, and that's your main campaign. All the DLC is free. Like I haven't paid for any of this as far as I know. I might have bought the Ultimate Edition and I'm unaware. So like you go into episode 2 and it's got like a whole new boss with a whole new like system and it's got different things in the island, and then episode 3's come out. The weirdest, like I get Sam Fisher crossing over. It makes sense that Sam Fisher met the ghosts in the Wildlands and now he's back helping the ghosts, like, and he's got his own agenda and stuff. That makes sense. But they've added a Tomb Raider mission. Tomb Raider isn't even an Ubisoft property. And like, so I loaded it up, and you know how when you fire up one of these games as a service and it's like, here's a new mission, like here's a timed event. So the timed event is it doesn't even say Lara Croft, it says the Tomb Raider has left his clues, but it's Lara Croft. And it's like, I've got to, she gives me like a picture of a bit in the map at the mountain and I've got to go and find this part. And I'm like, I don't have much of an interest in finding Lara Croft's treasure in this game. Like, add Jack Ryan, add John Clark from Without Remorse, do something like that. But they even added the Terminator, which is a cool world event. So basically, if you put the Terminator mode on, enemies are replaced by like fucking actual Terminators that are just solid. So like I turned that off.
Well, can you play as Lara Croft in that game then?
I don't know, but do you know the cool thing about this game? See, when they were trying to turn around all the people's opinions, you don't need to buy this game if you want to play it. Because I can invite at any point 3 friends. They don't even need to have the game, and you can play the entire game with me as long as I'm online. Like if I'm offline, you can't play it. But like say I need help for a mission, I could go, Andy, help me out with this mission, and you can jump in as part of my ghost team.
You would regret that decision within 5 minutes.
You know what? This is what I told myself the other night because I was actually stuck at a part, and I went, Andy probably would. Because I knew we were talking at the time and we were messaging, and I'm like, I ain't asking him because Andy will fuck this up. And it went through my head. Andy's going to run straight down here because it just said the spotlights. He's going to fall in the water because he's going to see what the water graphics are like, and that's going to mess everything up. And he's not going to know half the commands. So this is not the mission to invite Andy on. So I just left it, and the AI did the work because I had to break into like a base, and they had like, you know, in Watch Dogs 2, I think they maybe had them in 1. It's got like the sort of, they look like dustbin robots that kind of scan people. It's got these things going around the campus, and if it scans you, it like alerts the attack drones that come in and stuff. So I had to break in there, and I'm like, nah, Andy would mess this up.
I would 100% mess that up.
So if there is a mission. If there is a mission that comes up that isn't a stealth one, then I would happily have you on board. But see, when it comes to the stealth ones in this, I'm like, Fraser, Michael, Davis, possibly. But Davis got rid of his Xbox. Andy's not the stealth guy to call, so I went, no. I managed it, though. I managed it, and I had so much fun. So I'm like, do you know what? I don't know why I keep deleting this game. Because I actually, every time I speak about it, I'm like, I really enjoy this. And again, I'll say... And it's like, I can't remember the last game that I bought after it came out and all the problems were fixed. But this is one of these games that I bought like the second year on sale, and I'm like, I haven't had an issue with this game at all. And they've added all the cool shit now. So back to your question, Tomb Raider, I don't know if I open this box, it might give me the caution. I've not Googled it, I want it to be a surprise. So you could very well unlock this box, and it could be, because you can be a woman or a man in it, obviously, you could possibly be Lara Croft, which I know 100% increases your interest in this game instantly, but...
I mean, I've got Lara Croft and Tomb Raider in Fortnite, sorry. So,
but yeah, like I said, like I'm seeing it as I'm playing a Splinter Cell game more or less, because it's the ghosts from Ghost Recon, but I'm Sam Fisher, I'm in charge of the unit, even though your character's called Nomad, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just saying that Sam Fisher's code name in this because it's basically a skin. I'm not really playing as Sam Fisher because once you do your mission, you get like basically the what's the name of it where you're like. You can put a skin on a character. They do it in Assassin's Creed, but underneath it's other stuff. Transmog. Yeah. So basically it's a Sam Fisher transmog. But it looks the part, and like you get his goggles and you can use his guns and stuff, so yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I played quite a bit of that actually, and like Tasha, like, she's got asthma. She had bad asthma the other night. In fact, no, it was the Division that I fucked up, so I'll probably not go back to the Division 1. I had spent an hour in a mission, right? Now, even though I wasn't playing with anyone, see, because this game's online, if you leave it for long enough, it fucking logs you out. Right? So,
Yep.
I was helping Tasha out. We're steaming the bathroom because she was, like, having an asthma attack. And I was like, right, here's a steam bowl. Here's, like, the steam. Right, I'll make you a cup of tea. And as she was getting better, I went, right, I'll finish off my mission. And it was the main menu. I went, you are fucking kidding me. Because you know what the things are like in the Division? It's like, clear out this area, move on a bit. Clear out this area, move on a bit. Clear out this area, move on a bit. I was on the fucking boss and I'd cleared out all his cronies. So it was just a case of taking him out. And Tasha came down like, so I'm like, right, I'll pause it, and it fucking logged me out. And when you go back in, it doesn't put you mid-mission, it puts you at the start of the mission again. I went, fuck this. It should have an offline mode. It doesn't need...
For the single player
For the single player stuff, it does not need online. It does not need online. Like Ghost Recon, yes, it's a game as a service, but the way that they've constructed that now is... Because before it used to be that you had to have teammates, to play it. I think that was one of the issues at launch. It didn't have AI companions, so it was an online only Ghost Recon game. But now you have to team up with your guys at kind of the base, otherwise they're AI. And you can play the whole thing single player. I'm fine with that. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm probably going to play this through and hopefully complete it. I don't know how close I am, but what I'm considering as finishing this game is when I've finished the base game and beat Shane. Not Shane. I don't know his name in this. Lieutenant McBad. I've got to beat him. That's me completed the main story, so that's me finished this game, because episode 2 and 3 are apparently as meaty as the main game, so it's almost like you've got sequels, and I think that's cool because it's utilising parts of the map that weren't used before, because it's a giant fucking map. Like some of the things, it's like go up here and it's like, so I start running. Obviously you've got like, it's kind of like, remember they promised in Snake Eater that you had to eat to survive and stuff, and that was all bullshit, right? Seeing this, if you run too fast or something, or you get too dehydrated, you need to like top up your water canteen so that your energy meter goes. It's not in depth, but it's quite cool. I also love that they've got spy planes going over so often that will track you because they've got control of this guy's tech. So when you go prone, actually have to tap A to throw like dirt over you, and your character actually lies like that with his gun sideways. So it's really, really good, man. Enjoyable. And the only other game I played is the one that we're going to round table at the end. But yeah, Tom Clancy for me this week.
Nice. So I played a couple of things. I tried a game that came to Game Pass last week called Art of Rally. It's crap. Don't bother. I deleted it after like 10 minutes of playing it. Like, the driving is terrible and it looks garbage. It was a waste. You
should have played this for my racing game coverage, the racing game special last week.
I know. I did download Dirt 5 actually, but I did not play it. Do you know why I played it actually? Because I went to click on something else and I accidentally clicked on that instead. And I'm like, well, I've booted it, like, so I might as well try it as soon as it's starting up anyway. And I tried it and it was fucking terrible. So yeah, don't bother downloading that. Okay. I did play some more Judgment. And I did another.
What was your court case this week?
Oh, I do. I've got a court case story for you, right? Because it wasn't an actual court case again. Because I went to like a law office and it's like, oh, can I get your help with this thing? You need to follow this woman, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, and found this woman, found her kid, then went back to the law office and they had like a conversation about what the deal was, and basically they were going to court because they were getting a divorce, this man and woman, and they were fighting over custody of their kid. So the woman was fighting for full custody because the guy was a Yakuza, or like a retired Yakuza guy. But he'd hired this lawyer, and the lawyer was like, oh, but I've got this picture of your client out with this other man, like holding hands with him and being all canoodling with him. Canoodling, yes. So he's like, give us full custody, or we will go to court and we will use this picture to take full custody and get damages from you for your infidelity. Because I think it must be quite serious over there, the way that they handle these things. Like, because they were talking about damages, like it was a pretty regular thing that would happen in an infidelity in a marriage. And I was like, holy fuck! Like, I don't know that happens over here. Like, people just get divorced. I think I don't even know if it goes to court. Obviously, with childcare and stuff, it does. But
It can go to court if they're like you're rich, obviously, or like if you're fighting over a
yeah,
kid or like property or
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, but
But I don't know about like just like
in
if you're
general,
just
a
like
divorce
cool.
doesn't go to court.
Yeah.
No.
So the woman's like, oh, I don't want to. The woman was just like, I don't want to have to pay damages and have my reputation sullied and all this. So she was just like signing away the paper and being like, yeah, just take my kid. I'm like, fucking hell, you didn't fight very hard for that. But luckily we have Yagami here, the hero, who is prepared to fight. He's like, something doesn't seem right here. So he goes and investigates, and he finds out that this whole thing was staged so that the lawyer could win the court case.
Right.
So the woman was never out with some guy. She did meet a guy in a pub and had one drink with him, but nothing else. Nothing dodgy at all. Just he was the salesman. He was wanting to sell or something, and he took her for a drink. That was it. Nothing else. But then they'd got somebody to dress up the exact same way as her and like go into like a hotel with the salesman guy and like they took photos of it and everything, and that was their evidence. But I managed to find the CCTV footage of this and see that the woman was definitely not the woman who was the woman who was getting divorced, and which was fine. And like, so we disproved all that, and then they were like, "Why don't we ask the kid like what the kid thinks?" And the kid was like, "Uh, uh." And the kid had like ripped up this thing at the beginning of the whole thing, and like I'd picked it up, and like I hadn't looked at it or anything like that, but they're like, oh, the kid can't express their feelings, but this proves it, and like pulls out the evidence, and it was ripped up circus tickets, and the kid had 3 circus tickets, and the kid started explaining the story of like how, oh, like I want to go to the circus because you guys were fighting, and then we went to the circus, and then after that you were all happy, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, and then they're like, okay, we'll just stay together then. So they got back together. Like from the point of like divorce to like get back together. But the lawyer guy that was up against us was like he was trying to push to go to court. He pushed the Yakuza guy to go to court so that they could go for the divorce so that he would win the case. Because he's like, I just want to win the case. And the guy that was working with me was like, oh, I just want to get the best outcome for like, these people. Like, it doesn't matter if I don't get paid or like, don't have to go to court or whatever. Like, just want to help the people. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice. So yeah, it was like a side case that was not a court case. But I've been enjoying those little ones, like these like little kind of vignettes that have been popping up. Like, they're really fun. And they're quite short as well. Like, I mean, that whole thing was maybe like half an hour. And like, it sticks with you. Like that one, and then the other one I did with the stolen cake. But that was good because of all the objection stuff in it. But yeah, I'm on chapter 5 of Judgment now, so still a ways to go because it's a long game. Okay, moving on from that, I played some more Fortnite, and I am now Superman. I've got Superman in Fortnite Alley. Just Superman with a gun is very strange.
Yeah, it's like, see, when they added the Flash and we got him, I was like, this doesn't, like, Green Arrow's passable, but Flash with a gun, just, no, and Superman's the same. Like, even Batman with a gun to an extent, yeah, I can see that, but...
Yeah, I don't. Superman looks super weird with a gun, and Clark Kent with a gun is like, what the fuck is this guy doing with a gun? It's very strange, unless he's like, bending it or melting it. You're like, he should not be firing this gun.
And does he glide in?
He has a glide thing, yeah.
Sucks.
He's got like a cape.
But he can fly like Superman.
Yeah, but it is kind of like flying. Obviously, he's just a skin. He doesn't do anything different from any other Fortnite skin because the skins are cosmetic only. They don't do anything.
Yeah, I had to back away from Fortnite because it was just, I was spending more money in the shop than I was playing the game. I haven't even redeemed my last few comic costumes because I feel let down by that. The fact that they were adding them to the store anyway, and I'm like, why didn't I just buy them when they get added? There was nothing special from getting it from the comic, which is baffling to me of why they wouldn't have put a comic only item in.
Yeah, I think I'm like level 73 or something now in the battle pass. So.
I haven't even played this month. Haven't played.
No. I'll get through the battle pass, but like I'm not enjoying the way that the battle pass unlocks this time. So, but it's still fun enough to play. Yeah. Obviously, I'm playing it with Ian Mark the majority of the time. I've barely played it myself at all.
Yeah.
This Battle Pass.
We had a Fortnite buzz for a while, me and you, and sometimes you'd be on playing and I'd be on, and then after the show we'd be like, do you want to polish up some Fortnite? Even after we did a gaming session late at night, it'd be like, let's do some Fortnite before we go to bed.
I think we played a lot of it, and like I'm quite happy just now and again just to
Dip in.
once or twice a week,
Yeah.
do a few missions, and just keep leveling. So
For me, if it's dead.
but yeah, I really wanted to play Superman, and then as soon as I got Superman, I'm like, do you not like Superman with a gun? Like it's very, very weird. So I got him like yesterday, I think. Yeah, I got him yesterday. So I will be changing to a different character very fast on my the next time I play, because I do not want to play Superman with a gun. And yeah, the last thing that I played is the game that we're going to both talk about, which is Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever. Which Xbox is doing this fucking annoying thing for me, but it doesn't auto-update my games.
Yeah,
like if I haven't played them for a while.
Mine's is the same, and I think that's because do you know why it is? And it's going to be a pain in the ass to remove.
Nice.
It's
or corn snack, I think they call them.
Yeah, they are corn snacks. The Insider program can affect that, and we signed up for the Insider when we were trying to do the streaming, so I'm probably going to leave that. But the problem is, instead of just reverting you back to normal, it basically does a whole uninstall and then it reinstalls and log back in. So yeah, it's not auto updating for me. So what I've been doing is leaving my Xbox on, because what it used to be able to do is you could leave it on like standby or semi off and it would still update all your stuff. Mine's just isn't doing it. But again, like the solution is take yourself out inside a program. We don't need it anyway.
No, like, but when I went to play, but I mean, I have my Xbox on quite a lot, and like, I had it on today, like for a good, at least half an hour to an hour before I played the game, and I'm like, why did this not update? Like when I turned the console on. Like, I had to click on the game, try and launch it, and then it's like, nah, it needs an update. I guess because I haven't played it for a while. Like, obviously, I've not played Avengers since we did Kate Bishop. I've not touched it since then. And I'm like, fucking auto-update, man.
See, I play it more than you. I dip into the Avengers like you dip into Fortnite. I like it, man. I think it's fun. The Avengers was a good game. See all these people that say it's shit. What you've got to remember is this was clearly built as a single player game, and near the end they went, yeah, make it multiplayer. What? Yeah, we need this multiplayer. And they went, no, we've got this cool Kamala Khan single player adventure. They went, nope, let them play as Cap. Let them play as Iron Man. What? And monetize it. Okay. I know that's what's happened, because the single player is solid. They've not added, this is the biggest free, may I add, DLC that they've added. This is close to being its own story. Maybe not the size of the campaign, but so far it's definitely bigger than Hawkeye, which was just a set of mini missions, as was Future Imperfect for Hawkeye. I'll say it now. I don't like Black Panther in this. I don't like him as a character. Sorry. I like the way he's portrayed. I like the voice acting. I like how it's differentiated from Chadwick Boseman. I don't like controlling him. I don't think he's great. Like, I think Black Widow's better at the acrobatics than he is. The pounce move doesn't always work. He's a character focused on more blocking and retaliating, and I don't like that. I like being Cap and just punching things, or like Hawkeye and standing back and shooting. So far it's cool. Brand new area, you've got Wakanda, which it makes sense the way they've added it. The T'Challa locked it off after he thought Steve Rogers died, because he didn't want that shit happening to him. And obviously the ongoing story with is it Monica, the scientist supreme just now?
Yeah.
So she's the ongoing kind of villain. I tried to fight her last night and I fucking lost. I was so annoyed I couldn't beat her. I was like, it's too late to even message Andy, because see, with one human player, because the problem is Monica's a boss sent out this right? And all the AI characters aren't smart enough. They don't dodge, so it instantly takes them down. And as I'm trying to revive them, I ended up getting killed 2 or 3 times of that, and I went, I've had enough. So this though, you don't need to finish the last, because I've 100%ed everything else except the Avengers Assemble, which is that and the Tachyon Rift. which you have to be insane levels for. So I'll let you talk more about the story and stuff, because what I want to say is the fucking new menu system is confusing as shit, because I've been playing this since day one.
It's always been confusing.
No. They've overhauled it. They've overhauled the complete thing. So your gear screen, I'm like, right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
How am I dismantling this? It used to be hold B.
Yeah.
Now it's like tap LT and then hold LT, and I'm like, what was wrong with holding B? Like, this is not what people were complaining about. Right, okay, so how do I level it up? And it's like, it used to just be tap on the thing and hold Y, and you could add your like nanites and stuff and upgrade your gear, and it's like, no, now I have to select manage gear item, add gear item, hold left trigger again. Oh no, that's added it to my inventory, right? Do I have to go back to base to get to it? Press right trigger to go to inventory. Okay, right trigger inventory, right. How do I get it out of my inventory? There's not a button for that. This is fucking annoying. I don't like the new... It looks nicer. I don't like the new button presses. Like, they've changed every single button press. For me, it used to just be, okay, I've got shite items. Hold B, hold B, hold B, or hold X, sorry. Hold X.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. Now it's like tap LT to mark, hold right trigger to... I've got to rewire my brain. They've clearly done it because they're expecting a wave of new players in for War for Wakanda, and they want to show them, look, welcome back, we've changed shit about. And it's like, for me that's playing this constantly, it's like, why am I having to rewire my brain just to dismantle my gear? Because everybody knows the gear up to like level 20 is worthless, so you might as well just equip optimal gear and just delete it as you go. So but yeah, in regards to that, I've not finished the story. I've done the first sort of thing, fought Crossbones. I'm about to embark on the next mission after I've been about the Wakandan palace and spoke to everybody as Captain America, and now it's like, do your next mission, and I'm like, right. And then the kids started playing up, and I had to help Tash out with iron and stuff. So I don't like the way Black Panther controls. I love there's a new area. I love the backdrops in Wakanda with shit moving. I like the tempo. I love the sort of puzzle. I don't know if you did this. It was a puzzle, a Black Panther puzzle. You had to jump on the right things. It took me a while to figure it out. And if you get it wrong, it resets itself. And I had to look up and see the symbols. It wasn't the most difficult puzzle. And then there's another one where you have to like follow the history of the Black Panthers, and there's an icon in each, and you have to kind of like throw your dagger at each to unlock the door, or the sentries go off. Pretty cool, kind of minor Tomb Raider-ish kind of stuff. Don't think there's going to be a lot of it. Crossbones didn't die, so I think he's going to pop up like Taskmaster did in the other stuff. There's spider robots in this to fight, like different, like wee spider things. The enemies are kind of like,
not robots.
They're not robots. They're claw guys, but they're basically the aim guys with a different outfit. Fine, whatever. Like, there's only a certain amount of enemies you can fight. There's still the giant guys in the mechs and stuff. And yeah, that's as far as I've got. I've not got to Claw. I've not fought Claw. I'm maybe level 4 with Black. I don't know if I'm level 4 talks and shit. I've got 4 skill points ready to spend. I'm trying to think what popped up on my screen. Yeah, I don't think Black Panther's going to be one of my main ones. Like, my main ones in the game, and you'll know that these aren't my favourite Avengers in the comics by any means, but Hawkeye, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop's okay, but like Hawkeye, Black Widow, and I do like playing as Cap, so Cap doesn't count, but Black Widow I've spent most time with. She's my favourite character to play as. Hulk sometimes depends on the situation. I did buy Thor's new costume, and do you know what they did, Andy, as well? They launched another fucking costume. So you know how we've got it's a Captain America one as well, and I'm like, I've just bought like Thor's, I'm not spending another whatever on it. I will buy it. But like, they added the first Avenger, but it wasn't branded that, but it's Cap's suit from the first Avenger. They added the Endgame suit that I've currently got. Well, they've added Cap's suit from the first Avengers movie. They added that today as well, and I'm like, you fuckers, I've just spent money on Thor's, because that's the coolest looking Thor outfit in the game. And it was only used in one scene in Endgame. I don't know why they're calling it the Endgame outfit, because was it not more in Infinity War when he was thin, and then he used it to kill, he wore it to kill Thanos, and then he got fat. So yeah, but it looks cool. I don't know if it's just the costume, but it looks more like Chris Hemsworth in this costume. So the most disappointing one for me is, you can change Thor's hair. Like, there's very little short-haired Thor, as you know, in this game. It's all long-haired. So they've changed it to short-haired to match the movie. But in the Hawkeye costume, they kept it shaved head Hawkeye, which doesn't sit well with me. and it's in the in-game outfit, and I'm like, just give him his fucking sort of shaved around the sides comb over shit that he had. That's a bad decision. But yeah, anyway, game's good. I will play through this, obviously, but I don't know how much legs it's got. I think this is kind of... I don't know if we'll see many more of these. I think this game dies at the end of this year if there's not a population surge, because in my mind what's going to happen is they're going to drop Spider-Man. They said it's coming this year. They're going to drop Spider-Man in PlayStation. It's going to be a lot smaller than people are going to expect.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think it's going to be like Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. Maybe not even as big as them.
I think it's going to be smaller.
I think it's maybe 3 missions, and that's it. And I've still got a nagging feeling that it's going to be, because it's Sony only, it's going to be Sony Spider-Man from the Spider-Man games. I've got a feeling it's going to be that Spider-Man.
Definitely, yeah.
So I don't see what else this game's got. Like I like the game, but I can't see them doing another one of these. Like, unless, like I said, there's a big upsurge of people playing. But you're doing this at the wrong time.
I haven't played it for a long time at this point, and like I jumped back in to try this.
Fair. We'll see. I would love to be proven wrong. I'd love to get another year of content out of it, but it's a shame because this was ready last year, but they held it back on purpose because of Chadwick passing away.
I think they should have just put it out. Like, nothing so far is like...
They maybe didn't want it to be seen as trying to...
know.
Yeah, but
Cash
remember
in,
that cashing in on his death is what it would have been viewed as, because the game's never been over popular. And the people that hate it already would have accused them of cashing in.
I think it would have benefited the game massively, though, like, to come out back then. But I mean, like I say, I played it for a wee bit as well. I have only done kind of a bit of the jungle mission at the beginning. Like, maybe I've only played it maybe half an hour or 40 minutes or something.
So you're not even at the palace yet?
No, not even at the palace. But so far, like, playing as Black Panther is totally fine. Like, his voice is a bit weird, but like, it's alright.
It was done on purpose. I can't remember the actor's
name.
name.
His voice sounds totally different, yeah.
The actor came out and said that he purposefully done the complete opposite of a Chadwick thing because he didn't want to copy it, he didn't want it compared, they wanted a completely separate thing. So they made... This is an older Black Panther, it's not his first time round the block. This is a Black Panther that's been king for a while.
Yeah. And that's fine, and it makes sense. Yeah, like the gameplay wise, like his special moves, like his normal moves are fine. Like you've got your usual attack, heavy attack, light attack, jumping about, totally all fine, standard compared to all the other guys. His ranged attack is very slow, very slow. Not worth using pretty much ever.
Compared to like Hawkeye, who's like pow pow pow.
Yeah. His special moves, it makes sense though, because Black Panther's more like he's a melee fighter, a close-up guy. So, his special moves though, like I like the one where he chucks his spear. That's cool. But his ultimate move is garbage. It's like he summons a fucking panther.
Yeah.
And then it sort of just runs through one guy and then runs away. Like that's a terrible special move. Like compare that to fucking like Iron Man gets the Hulk Buster. It's like 30 seconds or a minute or whatever it is of like smashing people. Like Kamala Khan goes fucking enormous, the embiggen one. Like those are cool. Like there's a panther, it's gone. Like what the fuck is that? Like maybe if you upgrade the power it stays for longer or something and it runs around and does moves or something like that, but as it is at the beginning of the game it's absolute shit.
You'd like it to stick around and you'd be able to command it.
I don't even need to command it. I just would like it to just jump in and help out for 30 seconds. Like,
but it doesn't. Cool. It runs through one guy and disappears.
Yeah, it just runs through one guy and then disappears, like vanishes. Like, and it's a big purple panther. It's very strange. Like obviously nothing
like Thor's
like that
special
happens.
Move, he uses the God of Thunder power. He electrocutes every fucking enemy that's close to him and his eyes glow white for a while. Black Panther just goes, sick him, he's away.
It's very weird. And it doesn't even do that much damage by what I could see.
Does not.
But yeah, I think graphically it looks nice in that. I totally agree with the menus. Like, I went into the menu and I'm like, I've got some... What is this? Because like I picked up a load of things and opened a couple of crates and that, and I'm like, where are the things that I picked up? I have no idea. So I need to look at the menus again because
they've changed the whole thing.
Yeah, they've completely changed. So I don't know how to work the menus anymore at all. And I totally agree. The menus I think before were the least of the game's problem. Like the menus
Yep.
were fine, so they didn't need to change them. Maybe
I,
this will work better. Like, and we just had worked out how to use the menu before,
yeah.
but like maybe this will be better. Like after we work out how it goes, but
At the moment,
yeah, I'd be. What I wanted to ask you is, do you think that I need to have played? Because it obviously gives you a little bit of a recap of like what's happened before, um, at the beginning of at the beginning of it, and I'm like, I haven't finished. I haven't even played the Hawkeye mission, the Future Imperfect thing
Yeah.
at all.
Well, then,
Do you
yeah.
think I should play that
Yes.
first before I go on to do any more of this?
Without spoilers, certain things are mentioned. That's all I'm saying. Certain things are like
Okay.
cause and effect and stuff, and like they
Mm.
talk about things that Hawkeye's did and a certain thing he does. So
Okay.
yeah, finish it. It was decent. It's not long. Like Hawkeye's not long. All the
Mm.
story is important because it continues on. You know,
Yeah.
you don't need to have 100%ed it. Although even that, like I feel like, oh right, it's acting like we've beat her, whereas I've not. So I didn't know the outcome of that one.
Mm.
So because she's the scientist supreme or whatever in this.
Okay. Yeah, she is. Yeah, and like I will definitely go back and play that as because I didn't realize that I hadn't even touched it at all until I was like looking at it to play. I'm like, oh yeah, Black Panther's. I'll go and give it a try. And then like I looked at the one before and I'm like, oh, I haven't played that at all. It's 0%.
If you go online and you want, I'll jump in because I've got missions in the wasteland to finish that I need to do, and it's
Yeah.
kind of dull just doing it yourself. So even if I'm just there and I'm buggering off and coming back and helping when it comes to fighting Maestro, then
Cool. Yeah, I definitely will. But yeah, I want to play that before probably I go any further with it with
I don't
Black Panther.
I don't think it'll root. It's not exactly you're going to be confused because you're a comic fan, but it's kind of
Yeah.
interwoven. Like
Yeah.
I don't think this is an essential as like say you have to watch Infinity War before Endgame. I don't think it's as essential as that. But maybe
Yeah.
it's like if you skipped Spider-Man Far From Home, like there's maybe
Yeah.
enough in it that it's like oh cool that fits.
Cool. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to say about it because, as I said, I didn't play it for that long. But I enjoyed what I played. It was fine.
Do you see Black Panther becoming a main character for you down the line? Do you see him being the one that you rotate in and out? No, neither do I. I don't. I really don't.
No, I mean Black Panther is like all right, but he's not like a character that I'm like, oh, I really think Black Panther's really fucking cool. I want to go and read these comic books and all this.
No, I don't
Like,
mean
I
that.
like,
I mean as in the way you play. Like I think he's
oh yeah,
fine as a
totally.
character.
Yeah, but like I'm opposite from you with Avengers. Like I gravitate towards the characters that I'm interested in from the comics because I'm like,
I
oh,
did it
it's
first
really cool to be
until
able
I
to
put
play as
time
these
in.
guys. Yeah. I mean, and I've put a good amount of time into Avengers, not as
Yeah.
much as you, admittedly, but
No, I don't think anyone else has apart from maybe Greg Miller. Like
yeah. But like Kamala Khan was definitely the one that I gravitated towards, because she is the most Ant-Man like of the characters in this game. But like I've always liked Kamala Khan. Like I've read her comics that way before this game was ever on the horizon and the TV show was ever kicking about and that. So, she's a cool character and really interesting. And the fact that she has like Ant-Man-ish powers, is awesome. And I just love that in Biggin. Like that fucking movie is so cool. I love that. And plus you can swing, which I think is a very underrated move in the game, being able to swing. Because she like
Black
throws
Panther
her
can
hand
swing.
out and... Oh, can he? Okay. I
he
didn't
kind
realize.
of grabs out. You can also like grab on a wall, but he can't. You know how Hulk
Yeah.
can basically leap up walls by grabbing into
Yep.
them.
Yep.
If you leap twice, Black Panther falls. I'm like, why would his nails not work the second time? Like, are they blunt now? Like, so like
The
you grab on
retractive
kind of like
is using
that,
his energy to
and then you jump again, and he's just like falling ragdoll. And I was like, okay, cool. No, I like the Avengers game. I'll probably play it till it dies. And I would say, if you don't like games as a service, I would still say check out Avengers and play the single player, and then try the DLC. Like play Hawkeye, play Kate Bishop, and play this. You're gonna enjoy it. Yeah,
Yeah, you can pick it up for like 20 quid now.
yeah,
Like
easily.
it's well,
You're gonna have a blast with the single player campaign alone if you don't touch this stuff. But I would say Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, and the Wakanda War for Wakanda.
Yeah.
So far, it's worth playing. You're basically getting like a extra
Definitely.
campaign at the end, like adding in
Plus, they're
Hawkeye.
all free. Like
Yeah,
all
you
those
don't.
DLCs are
There's
free. Like
no
you're not
season
paying for them.
pass. There is battle
No.
passes, but you don't really need them unless it's a character you really like.
I haven't bothered with any of the battle passes. Like you
No.
did.
You get the main
Did you
ones.
do any?
Yeah, I bought Hawkeyes. You get the main.
Right.
You get the main ones free. So you get like Cap, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, Thor, and Kamala for free. But you have to buy Hawkeye, Kate Bishop,
and
Black
Black
Panther.
Panther.
And I'd
Yeah.
imagine Spider-Man when he arrives as well. And the
Yeah.
sucky thing about Spider-Man is I'd probably buy his Battle Pass because he's going to have the best costumes because he's got one of the biggest selections of costumes. Whereas Black Panther and Black Widow, like their standard costumes, pretty much all you need like for the entire game.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem. Iron Man, in fact, one of Iron Man's first costumes in the game, it's a perfect standard Iron Man costume as well. Like, Hulk, nah, you kind of need to buy a costume to make him look good. Same for Hawkeye, I would say. No, Hawkeye, the one with the t-shirt's absolutely fine as well. To be fair, Kate Bishop's standard one's absolutely fine. Thor is the main one. But Spider-Man,
I think all of them were totally fine. Like the original costumes for them were
they are. They are. It's Cap especially, like Cap's fine.
And you do unlock some costumes in that through the main.
Oh, you do,
story
and
as
you
well
can unlock a lot of them, and you can buy. What they do is they rotate 2 costumes a day in the Avengers helicarrier through the back. You can buy costumes with in-game money. So see if you time it right, you could buy the one you want with in-game money, and not have to spend a penny, like quite easily.
Yeah.
Because there was a costume I bought because I wanted War Machine for a while instead of Iron Man, so I bought like the silver one with actual cash, and it's in the store just now, and I'm like, fuck. It's in the in-game store, sorry, like because there's the woman at the back left of the helicarrier. I'm like, fuck.
How much is a costume, like in real world money?
$5, I think.
$5, okay.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's better than Fortnite.
Fortnite's a
like
tenner.
20 quid.
10, 20 quid. 20 quid if you want everything. Yes, it's about a $5, I would say. But there's a sale that continually comes on that makes them like £2-3. So, again, Iron Man I ain't buying a lot of costumes for. I know Ian just bought the Ultimate Iron Man one, but I think it looks out of place with the characters here that are kind of they're kind of semi MCU.
Does it look like the Ultimate Iron Man from the comic book? Yeah.
Yeah, with a stupid trash dummy style helmet, and
I hate
it
that.
Doesn't fit. Like, I also don't really like the Hulk's Endgame outfit, like because he's not the right shade of green. I like the Hulk being like kind of lighter lime green and the kind of dark dull green. So I did buy the Sport, as Athletic Hulk it's called, or one of them.
Right.
And I use that more. Hawkeye, I got his Endgame one, but it's the shaved head, so I prefer the one that's got the mask over his mouth with the glasses on.
That is horrible, that costume. I've just looked up that Ultimate Iron Man skin. That's fucking horrible.
It's not good, is it?
No, that's horrendous.
Just buy the Endgame one. That's the best one, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Although there is one that looks like the Iron Man 2, with the silver bits on it, and it's unlockable in the game. Or buy the silver one and just make them War Machine. I wish they'd do a Patriot one. I would get the Patriot one. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's all good. I wish they would do Red Hulk as well.
Yeah.
Because they done Maestro. Old Man Hawkeye I bought as well, and I like that because that's like 2 different characters technically. So is Maestro for Hulk. But yeah, like I said, the characters when you come to them, like Black Widow, like you don't need many costumes for her. And if you want the white one from the new movie, it's there as well to buy. So
yeah. I mean, the thing is for me, like I've got a bunch of costumes and shit in Fortnite for a lot of these characters anyway. So like, the costumes in Fortnite look better for the most part.
There are some cool costumes in this. I like the fact they're adding the branded ones, but I think they should have added the branded ones from the start. And I think there's a lot more costumes they can add because they've got like 10, 15 years of Marvel movies costumes. I mean, some movies the characters have 2 different costumes in the one movie. Do you know what I mean? They get one at the start, it gets ruined, they get a new one. It's like, so you've got a shitload of costumes you could brand and people will buy them. Like
plus all the comic book costumes as well. There's thousands of costumes for each character.
Yeah. So anyway, if that's all we've played tonight, we'll finish up there. Nice short show, an hour 20 minutes. We will hopefully do a pickups video at some point this week when my kids aren't being wild. They're not being wild. Leo's teething and Lexi's cheeks are red, so we've got a feeling her teeth might be coming loose for her
Yeah.
big teeth coming in because she's almost 4. And from what we looked up, kids can start losing their teeth between the ages of 3 and 5. So our cheeks are red anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've got ironing to get back to, but I am maybe going to play some more War for Wakanda.
Nice.
Maybe. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. We don't have a schedule anymore. Drop a like, give us a share, give us a comment. If you miss any of the shows that are no longer on, let us know and we'll make an effort of doing those ones. But we'll hopefully get back to a more regular schedule once we're not so tired people, which I don't think is ever going to end. But anyway, podcast not going anywhere. Tuesday nights as always. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Thank you for our viewer guy that was talking to us live. I can't even read the name, but thank you anyway. And we'll catch you next time. Bye now.
Goodbye.